What if you could retire a multimillionaire? What if you're already retired and you were suddenly building assets and wealth? What if you had an A plus in your finances? What if you're getting near 50 or 50 or 60 or 70 or 80 or even beyond, right? And you were managing money like a rock star. What if you could do that? Well, that's what we're going to talk about now. We've been talking about health as you get to the second half of your life. By the way, all sporting events are won in the second half. You might have a great first half, but if you don't finish strong, you could lose, right? So most people don't have a great first half of their life. They're stressed out. Kids are here, bills are here, pressure's here. Everybody's fat, so they might as well be fat and sickly and start manifesting some disease. That's kind of the first half of your life. And then the second half of your life, you go, what I've been doing isn't going to keep working, so maybe I should do something about what I've been doing. And so here's what I want. I want everyone to get an A plus in their relationships, A plus in their finances, and an A plus in your health. But we're talking about finances now. We will be for quite a few videos. So whatever. Your brain was scrambled by your parents. Your teachers told you that rich people are evil. You believe that people only get rich by doing bad things. Whatever crap you've had in your brain, all the way into your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. Who cares? No one cares. No one cares. And by the way, I don't know who you are or what you've done or who your mama is, but nobody's coming to your rescue other than you. And you can rescue the second half of your life like in champion form. And so what are finances really all about? It's really first, like everything, starts with your mindset and your beliefs. That's really where it starts. And it starts with things like knowing your numbers. If you want to be healthier, it's probably a good idea to know your numbers. If you want to be wealthier, it's a good idea to know your numbers. And look, every one of us, I think, that didn't get money handed to them has to face those realities. The reality is none of us really, very few of us, let's say less than 1%, know how to manage money and turn it into wealth and all the things that it takes to really live just a way above average life financially. It's very, very possible. You live in America, I believe, no matter what the noise is, and the noise is just noise. That's what it is. Reality is, you live in America, you can be anything if you get your mind right. But one of the ways you get your mind right is to face reality. First, it doesn't matter how dark it is. You could be deeply in debt. I was hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt 25 years ago. My whole world was falling apart. My relationships, everything was bad. But you know what the first thing I did? I faced my reality. Okay, where do I really stand? I'm not going to hide it any longer. I'm not going to believe that I'm not responsible or the government or something else is coming to my rescue. I'm going to believe that I'm still alive, so God's got a plan for my life. Just like a company who's deeply in debt, unless the CEO gets fired, she has time to do something about that and write the balance sheet. So I wasn't dead. You're not dead if you're listening to this. So if you're financially broken right now, especially on the debt side, and we're going to talk more about debt and managing all that, first thing, just like an alcoholic, you got to face it. You got to face what you are and what you've done and where you're at. Okay, so I'm hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. Boom, reality. Okay, what's my job? My job is to do something about that. And the only job that I really understand is knowing your numbers, managing your numbers, having a budget, living below your means, all those things. I knew those things intuitively, and just because I'd been around a while, so I had experience on the planet. And so the very first thing I did was, besides knowing exactly financially where I stood, is I created a budget. And how hard is that? I mean, good Lord, go get the Rocket, what is Rocket Bank now, or Rocket Financials or something. I just recently got that as another tool to learn more for myself so I can share more with you. And they have a budget in there. You can create your budget right there. But here's reality. I mean, come on. You're not a fool. You know you pay an electric bill. You know you pay possibly a gas bill, a water bill, a mortgage or a rental payment, insurance for your car, insurance for your house, personal insurance somehow. And then you have groceries, gas. And then everything else, I think I covered it. Everything else, clothing, you gotta have a clothing allowance. And I believe in your budget, you better have some room for entertainment. Not a lot if you're broke, if you're deeply in debt. There's a time for that. You can have some more entertainment after we fix all that. But isn't that really all that your expenses really amount to? So you look at your expenses, you look at your income, and now you've created a budget. That's the first step, right? Your mindset is, I'm no longer going to live like this. I'm not going to live deeply in debt, or living in lack, or spending more than I earn, or not learning about it. But your first step is going to be to create a budget. And we're going to talk more about your budget, but you can create a budget. Come on. And then we're going to monitor that budget, but you can create a budget. Come on, do it.